Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today we're gonna be doing a trade recap today. I took one trade today. It was a win, as you guys can see by my P&L, up around like 6,500 about. And yeah, I'll just show you guys kind of the trades that we took. I think I might try adding myself, kind of just going over the trades at the very beginning of the video. So that's kind of just what I'm doing right now. And then near the end of the video, kind of like the past two videos that we've been doing, I will add like kind of the stream recap version where you guys could see my thought process in real time and how we came to that trade idea. So yeah, I think I might switch it up a little bit so you guys could kind of see two different perspectives for the same trade, I guess. So just kind of me doing my own analysis, like looking back hindsight, and then you'll see the real-time version of why we executed that trade. So yeah, before we get started though, make sure you guys join my Discord, of course. When you guys do join, make sure you click this check mark so you guys will be able to view all the different channels. But yeah, we've been doing pretty good recently. We haven't lost a funded trade, I believe, in the last month almost, basically. So as you guys see, you know, just wins. We haven't really lost on stream. We did take a L on paper, but you know, I closed out of that early. And then yeah, like I said, just a little community where you guys could join, and you know, yeah, I'll just be posting stuff in there. Make sure you guys go ahead and join, as well as, you know, make sure you use code monk. That's monk with 2 K's on both Tradeify and my funded futures, as well as funding ticks. It's monk with 3 K's. And yeah, let's get started. So like I said, we did take one short today, and basically going into the day, if you guys go on the 4 hour, I guess I'll just pull up the 4 hour. I'll go ahead and clear everything on my chart. Basically what we were looking at is market open was around like on this candle over here on the 4 hour. And what you could see from the 4 hour, that we're kind of bearish. We've just been selling off after a really nice pump yesterday, right? So I saw that, you know, we kind of took out this high over here and just started displacing lower. So, you know, didn't really put much thought into it. Just looked at the 1 minute, and basically what I saw was that we kind of ended up sweeping this liquidity up here and immediately sold back down, right? So we have a really big giant wick where we push up really nice and immediately sell back down. Not immediately sell back down, but you kind of leave behind a wick, right? And in some instances, this would be a really good area of liquidity to target, right? But just the way we kind of closed back in the range kind of gave me insight and possible ideas that we could continue lower rather than having this as a target, right? So I was already forming bearish narratives, I guess, if you want to call that. But not only that, a dead giveaway when market ended up opening was we had all these kind of relatively equal highs, stacked highs, right? And as soon as I really wanted us to see, you know, us take out these highs and then immediately shoot back down. You guys will see in the video later on the stream recap that, you know, when at the very end of the video, that I do call this out and I want to see us sell lower. If we continue to push up towards this level, then I would be okay with longs. But the fact that we kind of open up market right here, kind of sweep this level and immediately start selling down, this was a very bearish sign for me. And then there was an inversion entry, but for me, it was too close to the open. It wasn't worth taking. It's too wicky, right? As you guys can see, but we did end up closing below. And yeah, we just kind of watched the market sell off for a little bit. Another good dead giveaway that we're bearish is you kind of ask yourself, what I like to do is kind of ask myself, you know, what's being respected, what's being disrespected, right? So as you guys could kind of see, bullish PD raise, right? Bullish fair value gaps. What do you kind of expect out of a bullish fair value gap, right? Well, when you're trading ICT or whatever, right? What you would expect from a bullish fair value gap is to us kind of retrace into the fair value gap and continue in our intended direction, right? So if we're bullish on the day, right? So let's say we think we have a bullish narrative or a bullish bias, right? When you see a bullish fair value gap, you would expect us to retrace it into that level and kind of continue higher, right? But that's not really what happened, right? We kind of ended up closing below, right? So when we close below, this is already kind of a sign that we're kind of be bearish for the day, right? Because nothing bullish is being held, right? And instead, all the bullish PD arrays that, you know, the bullish fair value gaps that that we expect to hold are getting disrespected, right? They're getting closed below, right? So that's kind of a dead giveaway that we're kind of bearish, right? So I really wanted to take a short over here. This could have been a potential short, but like I said, it was too wicky. It was too close to open. I wanted to sit it out and see how we would kind of react. And yeah, we definitely utilized a lot of the ES today to help us kind of frame this trade. The reason being was NQ sold off pretty aggressively towards these London lows, but at the time, right, at the time, ES had not taken these lows yet, right? So at the time, ES had not taken these lows yet. And so when you see this, right, I would be very careful in case we reverse in these this area, right? Because after sweeping like major like overnight lows or overnight highs, right, like London, right, you would expect us to kind of push in the, you know, have some sort of reversal to the upside. So that's why I'm always a little bit cautious when trading into these levels. So it wouldn't really make sense to trade, you know, take a short over here, right? But like I said, I just wanted to see how ES would react, right? So if ES could somehow manage to break this fair value gap, at the time, I believe ES had not sold off yet, right? So, so the same candle, right? This one candle that we ended up sweeping London low, ES is just barely starting to close below this fair value gap, right? So I'm like, okay, if ES closes below this fair value gap, I feel like even though NQ took the low on London, we still have room and potential to go to the downside. And the reason I say that is we had lots of targets to go, or sorry, we still had lots of decent targets to target after sweeping that low. So we also had this 15-minute over here, right? We had this other low over here. So even though we swept the London low over here, right, we still had lots of targets to the downside. So that's one of the main things in my trading is I need targets if I'm going to take a trade, right? I'm not just gonna blindly short or blindly long, right? So even though we kind of swept this low, right? Even though we swept this low, I kind of just want to see how we would play out this level before kind of making any sort of decision for a long or short, right? And as you can see, we never got followed through to the upside, even though we had like a nice reaction off of this London low initially, right? You had a nice wick. We never had any buyback up, a lot of aggressive buyback ups, right? We just ended up letting price play out a little bit more, and we got a really expansive displacement candle through this London low. So that was another dead giveaway that we're going to be potentially selling off still. And we ended up waiting for this fair value gap, right? And I was kind of not even a fan of longs at all, even if we were to reverse, I would not have taken a long, because I don't like playing reversals when ES is like really close to taking these London lows, right? So thankfully we closed back within the range. We got an inversion entry as well. And if you guys know anything about my trading, right, I love to wait for strong candle closures below or above certain areas of interest. So fair value gaps, or, you know, if we sweep some sort of liquidity levels, I love to wait for strong candle closures rather than just like us closing below, right? That saved me more times than I can remember. Even though, you know, like sometimes you'll tap into a fair value gap, a lot of ICT traders will just wait for it to tap immediately and just enter the trade. And for me, that doesn't make sense, because I want to see that level hold, right? So I will always wait for a strong candle closure out of that area of interest that I have, right? So as you guys can see, we didn't really close above. We closed back within this fair value gap. We held it, and we also got an inversion out of here. We got a really strong candle closure, and basically I was just targeting this other 5-minute low, 15-minute low that we had on NQ, which is right over here. So this is gonna be, yeah, I believe this was Nvidia earnings, so it was a really good area of liquidity that we could aim for. So I was just aiming for that. And as you guys could see, we kind of ended up continuing to dump, right? And the reason we continued to dump is, like I said, the same area that we took the trade over here, ES at the time had not taken these London lows yet. The red line that I have drawn out right here, the red line that we have, the same area over here, ES had not taken it yet. So I felt like, as you know, I felt like if ES were to sell off, NQ would just dump as well. And that's kind of what ended up happening. So all you have to do at that point is, you know, you did everything you could, you put on your analysis. All that's left is just to execute the trade and trust your model. And, you know, we got rewarded for it. So I closed around right here. It ran about 22 points in profit, and I just secured it where I could. It did end up running for about 160 points before we kind of start chopping for a little bit. But yeah, it would have been a nice trade if we held. And yeah, that's how I made 6,500 today. And I guess we'll just go ahead and switch to the stream recap now. So I'll see you guys in a bit. How you doing? I'm feeling pretty bearish today. Not okay, I wouldn't say pretty bearish, but like first initial move at market open, I expect to sell off. simply because swept this liquidity, had a nice overnight move in this direction. We're kind of selling towards the Nvidia lows that we set a couple days ago. Actually, it's all the way down here, but I like lower for sure. Nice targets, which is gonna be London over here. I think for a trade recap, maybe I could explain it a little bit better as well. But yeah, I'll look for a sell-off today, hopefully. Possible trade idea that we could be looking at is that I already know who's doing the hearts, bro. I already know. We'll come back, brother. Potential trade idea could look like this today. So if we close below this inversion, potential trade idea. Another potential trade idea just happened just now, but like I said, I'm gonna wait for market open to see what happens. But we're gonna be doing potential something like this as well. So 2 different trade ideas, kind of just what offers first. Okay, maybe not offers first, but which one's cleaner, right? Like I said, price action is always changing, so you have to kind of adapt. So these are our 2 trade ideas. It's the first one, if we close below here strong and get a nice move, take the trade, ride it into these lows. Why do I like shorts? We have this swing high right here that we swept, immediate rejection down. We're kind of just chopping here. And then we chopped a little bit more right here. Not really displacing higher at the moment. We're kind of wicking past it. So if we sell off, close below, good signs for shorts. Other than that, do I see longs? Are longs possible? Longs are okay. I'm just kind of against it. Maybe at the moment, just because we're not really pushing past. If we start pushing past, like I said, aggressively over here, then possible trade you could take is over here, riding into Asian and London highs. But we'll see. A bit of an SMT at the moment. So if we break this SMT, I expect probably lower. If we could close below right here, potential short incoming. But like I said, I need a closure, right? You know me and my closures, guys. I hope you guys been watching the recap so you guys are able to kind of understand why I think closures are important, right? Because at the last 5 or 10 seconds of a candle, even though we could be opening up strong, right, and it looks like we're gonna inverse it, right, it's important to wait for a candle closure, because then all of a sudden you could wake up like this, right, like this candle right here. All right, we're breaking past. All right, broke the SMT almost, basically. It does look pretty bearish though. Just refusals to go higher, right? We tried pushing right here, never really got any follow through. So this no longer looks like a liquidity sweep to me. Instead, it's kind of just a sell through. So if we close below, potential shorts into London lows at least minimum. This could honestly start going selling without us, but like I said, I don't like this open to be honest, not much. But like I said, this is a potential short entry. Do we have, what are we holding till? Yeah, we could probably hold till yesterday's swing low over here at market open. If ES manages to sell and break past this fair value gap, NQ is gonna break, bro. So the only reason we're kind of like stalling is ES is pretty bullish at the moment. If we close below on this, on ES, I do expect a potential dump on NQ. But the fact that we're kind of stalling on ES right now is the only reason we're not we're dumping it on NQ. I really would have liked to enter here, but just no clean entry, bro. No clean entry. See, you see what I was saying? As soon as ES breaks past, bro, we're gonna dump on NQ, bro, and that's what happened. So we still have targets to the downside, but I will be careful. Right? ES still has targets. NQ swept it, so if we have a bullish reaction right here, I'd be very careful. Yeah, I'll probably look for a re-entry if we continue selling off into this low. So what I'm looking at is potential trade over here. Right here is too risky for me because I think this could be a potential spot for where we could reverse. So that's why I'm saying I'd rather take a trade over here. Like I said, if we continue selling past this London low, then our next target's gonna be this like 15 minute low. Okay, I'm starting to like this now. ES potential trade right here if you take it on ES, but like I said, it's a bit too risky for me right here. So we got a fair value gap that opens up over here. I'm gonna be looking at two different things. If we close back above really aggressively, potential long. If not, and we retrace up into here, continuation short. Once we open up that fair value gap, if we tap back inside, I would like to see a tap back inside and a strong candle closure out of it. So I like where we're at kind of right now. I want us to kind of stall here. I want us to open up the fair value gap at least. I don't want us to keep pushing it. Just as long as we still have targets to the downside, that's pretty good. Man, this sucks because with this candle pushed up so much, it kind of like made this fair value gap so small now. Nice. If we get a strong candle closure below here, I like this. And we got like a mini inversion right here as well. I actually really like this right here, yeah. It's just the only thing I don't like right now is how wicky we are. That's it. Fuck, this is such a big stop. All right, I'm gonna go on MNQ if I can. How many? What am I? Oh wait, no, I'll just go one end. Or I'll try to stab short. The risk to reward isn't that great. Yeah, let's get a Drake candle out here. Alright, let's see what happens. I did forget to wait for a flip though. I was too distracted waiting for an NQ to drop, but TP is gonna be at 572, so I'll just have it at 72. Yeah, I'm shorting, yeah. My fill 94. I didn't have the greatest fill. Alright, I'm out right on my apex, and then I believe TP hit on Tradefly too. Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go, boys! Let's go! Let's go! 18 people watching. If you fucking baked on this trade, you guys see this? W's in the chat. Everyone W's in the fucking chat right now. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Holy shit. Oh my god. Let's fucking go. Okay, make sure you get out of the trade and you close that shit, bro. Holy shit. Hey, Vince. Vince, my brother's back. Hey, guys, welcome back, Vince, too. But W's in the chat. Let's fucking go.